Hello, Growth Masters. I hope you're all really well and that you've had a good week in your business. We've spent the last few weeks talking in detail about maximizing your relationships with your existing customers and ensuring that you're constantly adding value. Now, I have heard a lot from businesses in the last few weeks who've been reticent to make contact too readily with their customers. They've been concerned that they're going to hear bad news, negative news from their customers, that there's going to be some challenging conversations to be had. They've been concerned that their customers won't necessarily be able to answer all of their questions effectively because there'll be so much doubt and ambiguity in their business. And I think the primary concern here is that we need to reframe the way that we're thinking about these conversations. This is not a prospecting conversation. This is not a quote follow-up conversation. This is not an account review conversation. These are not those historic conversations that we were having with organizations to understand which of our products and services that they may need to use and to further a commercial business relationship. This is about a business contact of yours whose success is of relevance and interest to you, and having a conversation that is nurturing, that is adding value, that is asking insightful questions, and that is ensuring that you raise your credibility. So the key thing here is that we think very carefully about what the hell are we saying. We need to be asking the right type of questions, gathering the right type of value, and making sure that we are really well placed to deeply understand our clients and to further our relationships through a much more high quality understanding of their organization. Digging deep with those client conversations is all about understanding how we can add value both now and in the future. If we do not recognize that the changes to our customers' business landscape will absolutely influence our decisions around our business and will absolutely influence the quality of our relationships with people, we will limit the quality of our future business. So we've talked before about the 4 key areas that you would need to be understanding in order to have, really positive detail on your existing clients. Let me give you examples of the type of questions that you would want to ask. So grab a pen and a piece of paper, and if you are seeking to understand what impact the COVID-19 pandemic scenario has had on your individual clients' businesses, the questions that you are going to be asking them is, talk me through what changes you've had to make as a result of Corona. Tell me about the impact you think it's going to have on your organisation and its products and services. How relevant are you finding your products in the current market? Have you seen any positives that have come out of it? What major changes have you had to make immediately to reflect the business? Has your supply chain been impacted? These are all relative questions to help understand where they might sit in the market. Remember, you're not asking them about the piece of work that you're doing with them and whether they still intend to spend money. You're understanding their organisation. So, then we want to talk about a vertical market review. So, this is about you understanding what sectors and what industries are experiencing in terms of the different impacts of Corona. So tell me a bit about your client base. Have you seen any particular clients that are declining more rapidly than others? Are there customers who are still buying your products? Who are you getting your highest level of demand from? What practices have you got in place to reach out to your customers and your prospects to ensure you're in contact with them? Have you had a chance to think about ways that you can add value that aren't of cost to your client? Which market may find your products useful that you aren't currently exploiting? Take a think about all of the sectors that are available within the UK industry and share insights around which sectors have a higher level of need than others. So these supply chain conversations, touching on where they're finding gaps and challenges in their supply chain might well be part of that business impact conversation. But tell me about where most of your suppliers are based. Are you finding any of your suppliers are unable to deliver for you at the moment? Are there any particular areas where you really need expert advice or provision that I could potentially give an introduction to you? We have found that at Elation, our clients are really struggling with expert financial advice. They're really struggling with expert IT advice. Being able to make a connection to our preferred suppliers in those areas is an excellent way of adding value without any money changing hands. It's also really important for you to understand if this organisation might have blockers or challenges around their supply chain, because that will help you to understand the potential future robustness of your target market. And then the final area is their team shape. Yeah? Is anyone able to attend the office right now? Have you needed to make any redundancies? How have you taken advantage of the furlough scheme? How are you finding engaging with your furloughed staff? What worries and concerns do you have about bringing them back to work? How many of your team are home working? How challenging are you finding that? Think about how your business can support these organisations with information, expertise, advice and recommendations. Think about the information that you capture, how it will inform your business decisions, how it will inform your relationship with these individuals. There's absolutely no such thing as a dangerous conversation now, as long as it is held effectively. The suppliers that your customers will transit out of this pandemic aligned to are the suppliers who have engaged them, who have nurtured them, and who have added value. So use this conversational strategy to have conversations that aren't about your projects. It is not comfortable right now to be calling a business and saying, how about that piece of work you were going to pay me for? How about that project that we proposed for you? We need to have broader business conversations. Naturally, if you observe that there is a level of need for your product and service, you are very, very welcome to discuss it, but only when you are confident that a paid service will add genuine value and ROI. So think about these, have deeper conversations with your clients, and good luck with keep growing your business.